Well, it's St. Valentine's Day today, and if you haven't bought a card or flowers or something, you're going to be in deep trouble. But the origin of Valentine's Day comes from a Christian tradition, the remembrance of the martyrdom of various St. Valentines. And I guess you could see love as a kind of martyrdom. You probably will by the end of this video anyway. So let's get into what love is. Well, there are three levels of analysis that I've got here. One is from evolutionary psychology. For men use the love word to gain sexual access, because what women interpret the word love to mean is I will be your provider, your protector, your security, and so on. And if a man utters that word love, then he's signalling that he will do those things. I mean, typically he's not, he's just lying, but that's the way it works. I mean, not all women are looking for that, but this is evolutionary psychology, folks. It's the result of various surveys and a lot of research. Anyway, if a man gets into a marriage, then he will utter three lies. Yes, of course I love you. The second one is, oh no, I don't find her the least bit attractive. And the third one is, you look $1 million. Now, this may seem cruel and harsh, but I'm afraid it's reality, folks. Women, on the other hand, play the coy, demure things, the little icons of innocence, because I don't know whether you know or not, but women are in very, very high levels of competition with each other to attract a particularly attractive man, and I'll get into what an attractive man means in a moment. But they're in competition, and the way that a woman believes she can denigrate another woman is by basically saying that she's been a tramp. So women have to play this role of, well, I'm a demure little thing that has never ever had sex with another man or anything like that. That's important to men, because if a man gets married, he wants to know that the kids that he's raising are his. If he's going out with a woman who's been very promiscuous, he's going to doubt that a little bit. So, I'm just a messenger here, don't blame me, this is the way it is. So, women will play that role, and they're looking for a man with resources or one that's resourceful. And women lie to men once they're married. I won't be long when they go to the mall, the shopping mall. Why do they say that? Well, because if they've got their man earning the money and so on, they want to splurge out a little bit, and that will take some time. Saying I won't be long just is an indicator, oh, I'm not going to buy very much, but of course they always come back with overladen with bags. Oh, Mary has just got something. Mary hasn't got the something at all. It's just an excuse. And men are competitive by nature, so if Mary has got something, then his woman is going to get the same thing. And the final lie is, I've never loved anyone but you. Men want to hear that, because raising kids is a big commitment, and they want to be absolutely sure that those kids are theirs. And if the woman has been a little bit loose and free with her favours, then a guy is going to start doubting a little bit. Anyway, that's evolutionary psychology. Men say love to gain sexual access, and women are looking, and women are the least romantic of the two sexes in truth. Yes, they want the adoration and whatever, but they typically are not so keen to give it back. Anyway, that's evolutionary psychology. So let's have a look at philosophy. As far as philosophy is concerned, love is pleasure. End of story. You wouldn't love something if it gave you pain. So, for men, a woman is a pleasure object, to a large extent. And, he may become fascinated with his object of love. He may become absolutely addicted to it. It's sex basically, but it's sex with all the flirting and all the rest of it. So love is pleasure. And women, go back to the evolutionary psychology, play the attraction game. They want to be made as attractive as possible to attract the man. So if they're going to play the game of looking very attractive, then yes, the man is going to see her as a pleasure object. Women, on the other hand, love men because they provide money and resources. Now, let me say at this point, because I know some people listening to this will just say nonsense. This is not everybody, but it is most people. So, women will love a man because he provides her with pleasure, and that pleasure is the money to go and buy stuff, to do stuff. So, it's not sounding all that romantic really, is it? And just to nail the last nail in the coffin, let's have a look at some contemporary psychology. Love is just an attempt to address our own anxiety and needs. And it doesn't work. Hence the very high divorce rates and all the rest of it. Yes, we all like the initial flurry of attention and romance, but it doesn't work. So here's a quote from someone who writes about these things. Love is inherently empty. The promise of love from others carries with it the hope of curing our anxiety and inner void. And that's exactly what we do. Men are looking for a pleasure object, and women play up to that. And when the object loses its shine, then we're thrown back on ourselves, into our own anxiety and inner void. And women will look at a man to basically provide a secure, protected environment, and one with plenty of resources. And when that doesn't work, then the anxiety and inner void return. And finally, love is a dangerous thing. And there is no such thing as love other than these things I've mentioned here. People looking for sexual access, looking for resources and so on. They call it love, but love really in truth doesn't mean anything. As the person said in this quote I gave, love is inherently empty. So anyway, when love kind of fades, when it dwindles away, it is very often replaced by hate. And that is why love is a very, very dangerous thing. Because you will find that there is no one on this planet who is able to fill your anxiety and inner void. And when you realize that with a particular person, you quite possibly will end up hating them, because you'll feel like you've been duped. Anyway, happy Valentine's Day.